This project required that we put our best men on the design of the new graphics and control schemes. We faced a difficult task. We didn't just want a slight improvement. We wanted to make a major leap ahead in the quality of the gameplay experience. The graphics have come quite a long way already. Nearly every aspect of the visuals has been remade from scratch at this point. The two major points we focused on for the graphics were the airplanes themselves and the overarching element that brought it all together, making things appear more unified. One of the major additions is the work we've done with the camera system. The goal is to allow for the cameras to show off the beautiful designs of the planes during gameplay, while still remaining functional enough for combat. At the same time, we're hoping it amplifies the depth of the experience. Currently, you can see that some very advanced shaders are used for the planes. Because of this, you can distinguish different types of metal which reflect light in different ways. The planes that are supposed to be painted will actually appear to have been coated in paint. Planes that are not painted are going to have that bright metallic finish. We want our players to feel like they're flying.
From history, fabric and wood were used in the manufacturing of the first aircraft. These light materials were fundamental building blocks of aircraft hulls for a long time. During World War I, German engineers succeeded in building an aircraft comprised of metal. The breakthrough is credited to German metallurgist Alfred Wilm, who invented the duralumin alloy. The aircraft became lighter, but a new problem appeared: metal corrosion. It was solved by the 1920s in the United States. Duralumin was covered with a thin layer of pure aluminum, preventing corrosion. Aircraft built of metal completely pushed wooden designs out of the picture.
The players will be able to feel the flight is more realistic, more dynamic, and more exciting. And that will help them immerse themselves into battles of these dangerous steel birds. Another feature which we've been working on for recent months is the control system. We knew that it had certain problems. First off, we had to make the control system more friendly to people that haven't played World of Warplanes before, and to people that just want to play and have fun immediately. Specially trained people have made a lot of iterations and different prototypes. We haven't even shown all of our attempts during alpha or beta testing. There's been an enormous amount of testing done. We've done a lot of experiments, since we want to find the best of all possible control systems and flight physics.
From history, the first balancing control system for aircraft was pioneered by German engineer Otto Lilienthal. The glider was adjusted by changing the pilot's body position. His weight was about 75% of the total weight of the aircraft. Otto's first flight was performed with his knees pulled up. These simple controls were eventually replaced with mechanical controls. Elevators eventually added a rudder, but roll was originally achieved by tilting the wings. Ailerons appeared later. All the elements of a glider were controlled by the pilot's muscle strength through a system of levers and rods. An increase in speed and size of combat aircraft necessitated the advancement of a more complex control system. A pilot's physical capabilities were supplemented with various amplifiers. Different systems appeared, helping the pilot at critical moments, such as an automatic withdrawal from a dive mechanism. This led to creating the automatic control system, which made the whole piloting process much easier. However, any control system still entirely relies on the manual input of the pilot. It is hinging upon their skill, experience, and intuition.
In the current build, there's a predictive feature between the player and the flight interface. This control mechanic keeps track of all the little things that a very experienced pilot would be paying attention to, allowing the player to be able to pull off complex aerobatic maneuvers with relative ease. The new control system consists of two modes, combat and assault. Their main differences are the autopilot behavior and the camera setup that shows the battlefield and the plane itself. The combat mode allows for the most versatile control. The plane will do barrel rolls, loops, etc., all responding to the player's input. It provides a good view and a solid responsive flight feel. It's designed for rapid but precise maneuvers. Combat mode makes doing aerobatics possible by simplifying the input required from the pilot without taking away from the overall control. When switching to assault mode, the viewpoint and the controls will shift to emphasize another aspect of the gameplay. The camera switches to a view under the plane's hull, providing a much-needed perspective shift when making a run for ground targets. It makes the terrain and those targets much easier to distinguish. Assault mode is specially designed for low-altitude flight and zeroing in with rockets, bombs, and cannons. It's almost an entirely different game using this mode. This feature provides a slightly different feel for the pilot assistance AI. It helps to steer the aircraft more gently. We want the player to be focusing on hitting the targets more than making the subtle adjustments that would be necessary in a real aircraft. As the player, you're the pilot, bomber, and gunner. The flight controls are now more elegant than they were before. It's fundamentally changed the overall feel for plane control, whether you're chasing an enemy or flying low and slow to take out a ground target.
самолетом, ну и в конечном итоге на результат.